Good morning, students. Today's topic is progressive liberal theory. And this topic is objectives are to contribute to the development of a liberal conception of social justice and equality in a modern context. Next, to identify the key philosophical issues fundamental to the renewal of progressive liberal thought and consider the tensions and links between themes and issues. Next, to develop a coherent narrative that stitches together the key liberal values. And next, to examine the historical relationship between progressive and liberal politics in Britain and identify ideological clavers to set this debate within a global context. To outline the global and domestic political and policy challenges facing Britain in 2006 and ask how a progressive liberalism could and should respond. At the end, to identify the key liberal thinkers and intellectuals and their ideas for the future of progressive liberalism. Progressive. Progressive definition. Progressive adjective not bound by traditional ways or beliefs. As an example, a socially progressive community, it was the first to provide for the public education of girls. Liberal is a synonym of progressive in politics topic. You can use liberal instead the word progressive as an adjective or a noun if it concerns topics such as attitude, enlightenment, reform, innovator, popular, alternative. What are other words for progressive? Advanced, liberal, forward, reformist, radical, gradual, forward, forward looking, tolerant, broad minded, modern. These are the progressive words, other words. Next है liberal. Shows definition. Liberal adjective not bound by traditional way or belief. Answers example. Parents who take a very liberal attitude toward letting their children stay out late. Progressive is a synonym of liberal in politics. Topic. In some case, you can use progressive instead the word liberal as an adjective or a noun when it comes to topics like attitude reform. And this picture, what are other word for liberal? Free, generous, bountiful, botanist, tolerant, handsome, broad minded, progressive, broad, lavish. These are the other word of liberal. And then introduction. This chapter will analyze the dynamic relationship between liberal and progressive politics, flagging up where there are key conceptual divides seeking to bring liberalism and progressive together offers the opportunity to include prominent stand, standard in political science and political economy, dominated mainly by classical liberalism, into progressive politics with Hitro drawn mainly for, from a social democratic tradition. In this introduction, liberalism is one of two great progressive philosophical traditions to have come out of the European Enlightenment, the other being Marxism. Its ideas have had a profound impact on the political shape of all modern industrial societies. Liberalism has cham- charmed limited government and scientific relationary, believing individuals should be free from arbitrary state power, persecution, and supersection. It has advocated political freedom, democracy, human and constitutionally graduate guaranteed rights, and privileged the liberty of the individual and equality before the law. Liberalism has also argued for individual competition in civil society and claimed that market capitalism best promotes the general welfare of all by most efficiently allocating stray resources to the extent that its ideas have been released in recent democratic transition in both hemispheres and manifests in the globalization of the world economy. Liberalism remains a powerful and influential doctrine. In this, the liberal concept of social justice is drawn mainly from egalitarian individualism, maximum freedom to pursue one's own plan of life, provided it does not interfere with the plan of others. Next, progressive conceptions are more socially informed and see individual plans of life as bound up with those of others, both because values that influence perceptions of a good plan of life are abundant in and transmitted through culture, and because individual plans of life influence the opportunities available to others. Thus, liberalism promotes autonomy, equal treatment, and access to goods and opportunities, especially health, and education. Progressives place more emphasis on equality of outcome, redistribution, the interest of future generations, sustainability, and the environment. This are that liberalism in America underwent a fundamental transformation during the Progressive Era. This transformation took place partially through the progressive re- reinterpretation of the doctrine of poverty and property rights that had served as a foundation for founding era liberalism. Progressive rejected the 18th century natural rights principles which had privileged individual rights to life, liberty, and property as the fundamental aims of any just government and argued instead that America at the turn of the 20th century was best beset by a tyranny of the minority which was employing property right to inhabit genius freedom for the bulk of the population. The examine the character of founding era liberalism and points to the connection between the political theory of the Declaration of the Independence and Locke's second treatise of government. It then provides an account of the progressive critique of this original version of American liberalism. The progressive critique is shown to take two forms: a rejection of poverty, property rights in principle, followed by a rejection of them in practice. This is the topic of explore the limits of our progressive liberal ambitions to create a sustainable and harmonious society in three different areas. First, the private sphere of the individual, the public sphere of people among themselves, the political sphere of the state, and the citizen. The world is changed by your example, not by your opinion. Are you progressive? What distinguishes a progressive from a liberal? This is one of the more pervasive ambiguities in contemporary American political discourse. In a recent issue of the General Democracy, the historian Sam Willigin addressed in it head on liberals. He argues recognize the flaws of capitalism are dedicated to remedying them and have great achievements to their credit in that regard, notably those of the New Deal, the new fortune and the Great Society. Progressive are, meanwhile, emphatically anti-liberal because they are hostile to capital and the capital and deep down harbor. The hope that one day, perhaps through some catastrophic event, American capitalism will indeed be replaced by socialism. But here's the problem. The progressive Williams describes are not really advocates for socialism in its authentic sense of total public ownership of finance, industry, and agriculture. Rather, he writes they claim for socialism. Democratic socialism, of course, the social welfare achievements of American liberalism and Scandinavian social democracy, while rejecting the full architect of those ideologies. In practice, however, Valence theory does not really apply. Progressive and liberal are precisely synonyms of American political life and have been since the 1980s when Ronald Reagan succeeded in making liberals feel ashamed of the word and fearful of associating with it, and they start calling themselves progressive instead. This was not the introduction of a new politics, it was the rebranding of an existing one. The only way to find a meaningful uses of progressive is to go back to when it first come into political currency. In his marvelous success in book Progressivism, a very short introduction, the historian Walter Nogten over offer a clear view of what the world denoted then. The consistent conviction of virtually all progressives was that a public interest or common good really existed. Progressive agreed that a common good affected everyone and should be sought in every available way. In this, their outlook concentrates with the rampant individualism and self-seeking that preceded them in the Gilded Age and that returned in the 1920s. Now, the public interest and the common goods were, of course, not themselves new concepts in US political thought. Indeed, they were key aspects of the civic republican political thought that eliminated the American founders. The basic concept of freedom in Republican theory differs substantially from the liberal theory more familiar to us today. Emphasis the ability of the individual to make his or her own choices about how to live without undue interferences from either the government or fellow citizens. Civil Republican theory, by contrast, defines freedom in terms of self-government, and self-governments are the self-governments and the which involves full citizen participation in the affairs of the community and the ongoing process of determining the community's collective destiny. One of the tenets of early American civic republicanism was that acting publicly on behalf of the community required individual economic independence. But as the country underwent rapid industrialization after the Civil War, Americans were bunched all around the country from smaller communities where the practice of town hall self-government had been practicable and thrust into the ways slavery slavery of the factory system, forced to live in large, crowded, crowded, ano- anonymous, poverty-stricken cities. The progressive of the early 20th century made effort to reintroduce civic republican liberty by ameliorating the growing income inequality of the era. Example, the progressive income tax, creating new form of direct democracy and the making life in urban areas more communal industrial capitalism. Meanwhile, posed a challenge not only to Republican principles but to liberal principles too. The progressive agenda rose to that challenge as well, including an effort to update liberalism by attempting to support the traditional negative rights represented in the first 10 amendments to the Constitution with a set of positive rights. Progressive argued that without a living wage, educate, housing, effective healthcare, and basic education. The traditional negative rights had no real substance. As the political scientist Michael Sandel had pointed out, however, such positive rights are inherently on fragile ground unless they have the support of a strong community consequence, which in a modern liberal society can be achieved only through a civic republican politics. The defining theorists of a progressive era understood this. Perhaps the most philosophically ambitious among them was John Dewey, who synthesized the liberal and civic republican tremendation by way of a new concept of democracy itself. Democracy is not, Devi argued, merely a mechanism for majority rule. It's an ongoing deliberative process through which bears of individual rights address issues facing their political community as a whole and chart its future together. He redefined, in other words, the negative right of liberalism and the positive rights of civic republicanism as as mutual as a mutual necessity. On the liberalist liberal who describe themselves the progressive are accordingly half right. But for progressive to be truly meaningful again, it has to be more than a synonym for liberal. It has to recapture the civic republican heart of the original progressive movement, etymologically and in practice. And next is these questions seem abstract, but they become very real when the fish stocks that feed hundreds of millions of people are pulling, plummeting when climate change causes residential areas to flood, or when it becomes clear that our children will no longer have access to certain natural resources. By creating a level of underlying security for all people, we remove the burden of fear from our lives, while at the same time opening all of social, political, and economic life of contest and experimentation. It is clear that the sustainability issue arise a number of dilemmas and questions for progressive liberals, especially where the ambition To create a sustainable society leads to possible restrictions of individual freedom. Because when can we limit someone's freedom to shape his own life in order to grant this same freedom to other individuals, both elsewhere and at a later time? This is the nationality and responsibility our nation. Do India and responsibility. India is a democratic country where its denizens live freely. Democracy in the country can function only when its citizens have both rights and responsibilities. Rights and responsibilities are two sides of a coin that goes hand in hand with us in whatever home, society, state, or country we live it. A democratic system of the country is entirely founded on the freedom of its citizens to celebrate their rights. Fundamental rights best bestowed to the Indian citizens are an essential part of the Constitution. The rights are not violable in the common circumstances, but they are not absolute either and are subject to reasonable restrictions as necessary for the protection of public interest. Such rights the prevent the government from being distinct, dictatorial and oppressive in any case of rights violence of an individual's courts and protect and safeguard them. Indian Constitution provides six fundamental rights to their citizens, which are right to equality, right to religion, right to against exploitation, right to culture and education, right to freedom, right to constitutional remedies. These are the completely enjoy the rights citizens must perform their responsibility towards the country in a decent manner because the rights and responsibility of an individual are interrelated to each other. If we have rights, we must have their corresponding responsibility too. Rights and duties of each citizen preserved in the Indian Constitution are very valuable and interrelated considering the prosperity of the country. Responsible Indian citizen in the Constitution of India, book published and accepted by the first Parliament of India on 26th of January 1950. Under Article 51A, it's been duly pointed out that it shall be the duty of every citizen of India to abide by the Constitution and respect its ideals and institutions, the national flag in the national anthem, to cherish and follow the noble ideas, ideals which inspire our national struggle for freedom, to uphold and profit. the sovereignty, unity, and integrity of India, to define the country and render national service when called upon to do so, to promote harmony and the spirit of common brotherhood amongst all the people of India, transcending religious, linguistic, and regional or sectional diversities, to renounce practice derogatory to the dignity of women, to value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture, to protect and improve the natural environment, including forest, lakes, river, wildlife, and to have compassion for living creatures. And that being a citizen of India, some of the moral responsibility and duties mentioned in the Constitution are: we must respect the national flag and national anthem, obey the law of our country, protect the power, unity, and integrity of the country, safeguard public property, pay our taxes with honesty, promptly, protect and preserve cultural heritage sites, protect, preserve, and improve the natural environment. We must guard the country and maintain the spirit of a common brotherhood. We must respect, value, and follow all the noble ideals used in the national struggle for freedom, etc. What it means: as a good and responsible citizen of the country, first one must be aware of the fundamental rights and duties, comprehending all the rules and regulations proposed by the government may boost every citizen in achieving their responsibility towards the country. Responsible citizens build their community a good habit to live by following the principles and helping others. We are a citizen, are all accountable for the good or bad conditions of the nation. We need to shift our attention into action to pros- positive impacts on our community and country. An individual action performed by a person can change a life, but collaborative actions have a positive impact on the entire nation. Therefore, the duties of the citizen count as a contribution to a flourishing society and nation as a whole. A responsible citizen has fractions of responsibilities and commitments for the development as well as prosperity and peace of the country. A country can flourish when its citizens are responsible enough to build a strong and powerful nation. We are all responsible for the protection and development of our country. And should the people who are already taking a lot receive more favor of different rights, than the hundreds of millions of poor people who also want a better life? Are there conceptions of the good life that we consider beyond the pale? And how do we choose which lifestyles fall into that category? Our pursuit of a sustainable and harmonious society takes place in each of these three spheres, but in different ways, and allow and involving different opportunities and dilemmas. We believe that the key to a sustainable society mostly lies in the public sphere. We trust in the power of people to, on the basis of their own moral compass, in mutual trust from the bottom up, and often initially at a local level, come up with innovative solutions to problems in the natural environment. Harmonious teacher makes harmonious society. Harmonious society makes harmonious nation. Krishnamurti. The harmonious society is a socio-economic concept in China that is recognized as a response to the increasing alleged social injustice and inequality emerging the maintained Chinese society as a result of unchecked economic growth, which has led to social conflict. There is also a role for the government, and this sometimes through bans on unsustainable behavior, sometimes in offering frameworks or changing rules, and sometimes in giving people the space in which to find solutions. It is good to always keep in mind that a liberal democracy that upholds the rule of law does not produce sustainable outcomes in and of itself. That depends on what people, voters, and elected officials uh, tell the government to do. After all, politics is really us. Perfection of mankind, the individual and the private sphere. We individuals who shape their own lives are the guiding principle of progressive liberalism. As such, our political consideration begin in the private sphere of the individual. Progressive liberalism trusts in people's own power. This trust is based on the convention that every individual has a very and will and morality of their own and is capable of making their own decisions. This does not mean that all people are or do good and so act or intend to act sustainably. That is a matter of personal mobility. People among themselves, people and the public share. Individual sustainable choices form the basis of our pursuit or a sustainable and harmonious society. However, progressive liberalism views people in their social context. People evolve the shape their needs and preference in relation to others. This brings us to the domain of people among themselves. Alone, individuals are not able to create a sustainable society. For that, we need each other. We, the people, we, the citizen, we, the people, a citizen of a country is an individual recognized under the customs or law as being a legal member of a sovereign national or allegiance to a government in exchange for its protection, whether at home or abroad. Abroad, a citizen is one of the dominant players of the country. They are entitled to enjoy all the legal rights and privileges granted by a state to the people, encompassing its constitutionally and are obligated to obey its law and to attain his or her duties as called upon. We are all a citizen of our country and retain several rights and responsibilities toward our community, state, and country. Each citizen has a responsibility to make his or her community a decent place to inhabit. When you are a responsible citizen, it implies that you know your duty adequately and will volunteer for numerous things that are required by the community or the society in general. Responsible citizens, a responsible citizen abides by all the law and order of the country. They are entitled to exercise all the fundamental rights and duties such as casting a vote, paying government taxes, and protecting the country for corruption. Being a good and responsible citizen of the country, one must engage in activity or assist to taking tackling the issues such as keeping the environment clean, raising money for Charlie we the people, we the citizen, conserving electricity, water, and natural resources, or protecting public properties, etc. Every state or country provides its citizens with some fundamental civil rights such as personal rights, religious rights, social rights, moral rights, economic rights, and political rights, etc. A right is a liberty that is protected by the state, such as the right to free speech and religion. Rights are given to the citizen for their individual moral, material, and personality development and growth in social life. Responsibility is a moral duty that one should perform, such as recycling, preventing culture and heritage, etc. Voting is both a right and a responsibility. People and the government, citizen and the political sphere. The sustainability question cut to the heart of politics. It is, after all, about resolving possible conflicts of interest between individuals and groups here, else, and in the future. Unsustainable behavior is beneficial for a particular individual or group, while others suffer. Progressive liberals believe that when the fairness of a society is threatened, strong government action is desirable and necessary. Existing socio-economic structures, vested interests, but also rules and laws too often make efforts towards sustainability barely worthwhile. Social roles in modern society. Political role, social political roles, economic roles, socio-economic roles, private roles, and socio-cultural roles. This is the diagram of the media system. The media system and the public sphere. Economy, socio-economy, politics, socio-politics, culture, socio-culture, public information, lobbying, information, sources, regulation, finance. This is the diagram of the media system. At the end of the topic, the references is there. References of the this topic. And next, the MCQs on this topic, the history of political philosophy has been identified with the history of the quest for justice, liberty, power, organization. The answer is justice. Next, constraints of freedom emerge from social inequality of caste, imperialism, and gender, caste, gender, and colonialism, gender, class, and caste, political bondage, caste, and gender. Answer is C. Gender, class, and caste. Next is the term liberty is taken from liber, which is a word from Latin language, Greek language, English language, French language. Liberty is the Latin language. A is the answer. Identify the focus of modern liberalism. Family, community, individual, society. C. Individual is the answer of this question. In Buddhist philosophy, freedom is directly related to discipline, rights, constitution, state. A is the answer. Answer is discipline. Identify the author of Hindi Swaraj. A. Jawaharlal Nehru, Dr. Radhakrishnan, C. Mahatma Gandhi, D. Gokhale. Answer is C. Mahatma Gandhi. Next is negative liberty means liberty without restraint, liberty with some restraint, liberty with many restraint, liberty with a few restraints. Answer is A. Liberty without restraints. Next question, thinker who does not belong to negative liberty school of thought is A. Adam Smith, John Locke, Karl Marx, Thomas Hobbes, Karl Marx. Is the answer is Karl Marx. That the Karl Marx is D is the answer of this question. Positive liberty means liberty to do anything, do liberty with restraints, only restraints, none of these. This question's answer is B, liberty with restraints. And last question is liberty of the individual prevails when there is no policeman, no judge, democracy, no law. What is the answer? This question answer is democracy. C is the answer of this question. That's all about the topic. Thank you.